Hey guys, this is Indy with a short film on disc healing. First off, I'll state that there's no real method to my madness. I've been healing for a long time and I tend to stick with what feels most productive and effective for me. I'm not the type of healer that spends all my time breaking down complex formulas or algorithms, so I stick with what works for me and I encourage every healer in Cataclysm to do the same. To start off, I'll show you my spec, which again has been a very debated topic. I found that putting 33 points into Disc and then 8 into Holy was the best thing. I skipped the talents that outside of PvP are noticeably trivial, such as Inner Sanctum, Reflective Shield, and Focused Will. As a Smite healer, I did opt to put 2 points into Train of Thought over Strength of Soul. Many Disc Priests will take both, however I opted to throw 2 points I saved into passing up Strength of Soul into Inspiration, found in the Holy Tree. And that's where I maxed out Empowered Healing, Divine Fury, and then Inspiration. This is something I may or may not change once I have more Cataclysm rating experience, but for now things are working great just the way they are. Quickly going over the glyphs, I went with Penance, Flash Heal, and Power Word Shield for primes, and then Glyph of Divine Accuracy is a must if you plan on Smite healing, so then I threw in Glyph of Dispel Magic and Mass Dispel. I may Glyph Smite at some point, but I rarely find myself casting Holy Fire, and the debuff time of Holy Fire is rather short to see much worth for that glyph at this time. Minor glyphs used are Levitate, Fortitude, and Shadow Fiend. Now let's take a look at a heroic guild run that I started frapsing on the second boss. People have been asking me how I was finding it to heal his disc, and granted, it's a lot easier with gear and practice. This was just my second time healing this heroic instance. You'll notice that as I feel more comfortable smite healing, I use it a lot more towards the end. The thought of DPS healing to someone who had been a Holy Priest since Classic and then only a Disc Priest since Wrath was a bit appalling at first, but the more I use it now, the more I really enjoy it. The extra bit of DPS we can provide is a definite bonus, and as you'll see, my smite heals heal and crit for way more than just a standard heal. Quickly getting into stats because I've been asked before what I find most beneficial to Disc Priests. For me, going into Cata, I thought it would be all about mastery. Some Disc Priests will still swear by it, but my logic is that if you're too all the time to cast a shield or proc and absorb on someone, what good is all that mastery? I ended up reforging any mastery stat I had into Spirit. If I couldn't do Spirit, I would favor Haste, and if I couldn't do Haste, I would favor Int and Crit. Mastery is the last thing on my list at this point in time. I know it's a hot topic, but right now, with how much bosses hit for, going from 11k to 15k shields really didn't excite me all that much. This encounter, as with many others you'll find in Heroics, gets a bit sketchy, but as a healer in Cataclysm, you'll find that keeping everyone topped off is no longer the best method. I still find myself being obsessed with filling green bars, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that healer OCD trait. In Cataclysm, however, health pools are massive, the tanks are taking insane damage, and you have choices to make. Getting through an encounter with everyone clinging to life is much more important than stressing over keeping everyone at 100%. Healing is much more dynamic, for every healing class and spec. As you'll see here, I need to quickly adapt and make quick decisions on what I feel is best at the time. The days of spam bubble and flash heals, or what I would like to call whack-a-mole, are gone. We need to make fast-paced decisions based on the situation and current conditions. We're also relying now, more than ever, on our DPS classes to be more situationally aware. To quote my guildmate Mel, people who take totally avoidable damage deserve to die. Harsh as that may sound, it's very important that everyone be doing their best to avoid stupid damage. The final boss was a good opportunity for me to test out straight smite healing. Not only is the final boss in Heroic Blackrock extremely easy, there's little to no group damage being taken, so I'll leave you guys to watch this fight in real time. Thanks for watching my film on disc healing. Again, I don't intend for this or anything I make to ever be used as a cookie cutter or guide. The beauty of Cataclysm healing is how dynamic it's gotten, and how many options you now have to diversify. Until next time, may your rolls be high, your repairs be cheap, and your journeys be epic.